She said to me, it's wrong to assume. Or is it wrong to think? I mean, I'm trying to say maybe speaking isn't everything. After the umpteenth time someone told her that she was being vicious for telling them that taking a pencil from school was stealing. Go home, they told her, back to where you belong. She said, which home? I'm from here and there. You come from me and my Scottish ancestors, so trust me on this. Long before you planted foot here, I knew these mountains before you did. Born to people of Scotland and the U.S., she understood dichotomies. More than here, more than there, more than all that is in one place. Or what one way is, or what one culture is. Born outside of neurotypical, straight-tongued, and smart enough to make you feel uncomfortable, she figures out the solution to the analysis before you've even read the directions or the problem. What she hears is turned over in synapses until her speaking is crystal clear, lacking innuendo. This isn't a question of quality or attentiveness to a problem in need of repair. They are different, not defective. A reminder that a mirror image, a reflection of heaven can come in a differing frame. Every varied vessel with divergent brain function is just a unique spelling of God's name. It shouldn't taste sour off the tongue. It shouldn't come with shame or disdain. Offended, people tell her that she doesn't have the right to judge the choices that they make, which hurts her because to her, she wasn't. So when she was young, she retreated until time stood still for her under cover of her blankets and safety. The world is big and more than here. It's either right or wrong, true or false. Just because you say it's gray doesn't make it gray. It makes you a hypocrite, trying to shimmy your way through a shade and buy you a justification. You asked me my opinion, so why are you offended? Younger than me by 11 months, I see the ignorant retaliation and her pain. And like a cornered animal, I pounce. Our world is a maze of intricacies and nuances. Instead of seeking understanding, we become led by concern. Our minds race, overwhelmed by sorting through the layers of truth. We run from what we can't grasp, refer to each live reality outside of our frame of reference as wrong, rather than an opportunity to learn. We want to fix instead of foster. We want to negate rather than nurture. We want an answer right now, but isn't growth an ever-evolving process? There is no quick and easy of it all. Along the diaspora is the landscape of the body, geography of the intimate, curve of the mountain, the plains, highland peat bog, karst cave, snow desert.
It had some really good lines in it. The patch that began with Highland Bog, that was really lovely. That orchid, something about calls the fruitkin. Some really good lines.
Here, they said, we keep it local. Here, we keep it simple, basic, fundamental. There is a spectrum of oranges searching for understanding from an expansive blue sky. They flourish in the full sun, become dormant among the frigid, sensitive to the frost of dismissal and disregard. Bright smiles and illuminated opportunities help them grow. Encouragement watered consistently helps them thrive. She said, in my head, I know two things, orange and blue. Blue keeps me safe. Water runs through everything. We're like Aerials or Wadis returning to dry and cracked after temporary floods, like people when we return to the same old opinion, house, job. We swore we were going to change. Our reservoirs, purpose-built, artificial, like us, like man-made boundaries on stolen land.
I enjoyed how I was simultaneously experiencing spoken word, written word, and a non-verbal visual element to it.
It was hard for me to focus on what the images were.
Okay.
You know, like what they were trying to convey with the images. It was hard for me to focus sometimes.
Oh, now, don't use worries now, boss. Nobody is getting into this here building as long as thou.
There should be a door straight ahead. Okay, look for a computer. It should be right in front of you.
I think I see it. I'm in the American Dream. What's the password?
My country, 'tis of thee.
What's the password?
My country, 'tis of thee.
My country. Stop. Don't play with me. What is the password? I don't have time.
That's the password. My country, 'tis of thee. And say it with your chest.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing.
Oh, Ryan, why do you sound so un-American? It's missing all that good old-fashioned patriotism. Sounds like your voice lacks liberation. Are you still holding on to that oppression? Are you still bitter after 200 years? Was Lincoln's emancipation not enough for you? What else could y'all possibly want from this great again nation?
America made me this way. Until you add some sugar and a little honey, then the aftertaste of slavery will always be bitter. It takes more than time to heal these wounds. Because the only time this nation was great was when blacks were being sold, stripped, and raped. Not selling us on Amazon is not a win. So please help me understand how to still be black and become less un-American. How to still be black and show your kind of patriotism.
I feel like they did a good job of incorporating the color themes, and the intent was easy to understand, like the symbols of the colors and what they stood for in the poem. And I like the clever play of the characters. I mean, it was clever and it was entertaining too. I mean, entertaining. So.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of making the themes and the colors clear, really, without being necessarily on the nose about them. I think it sort of took all the themes and consolidated them into something higher. As I was watching, the sort of disembodied robotic voice. At first, I was like, "What does this represent?" And came to the conclusion after about a minute that, like, okay, this is white supremacy, right?
It's the man.
And then I also was like, but wait. And then I was like, oh wait, this is also, if you want to put it literally in the context of the theme, this is the government here. And then it connected the government to the green, and it connected the government to education. And while red was never explicitly mentioned, it was present in terms of historical violence that's been visited on black people in the country, the government sort of being the stand-in for the country. And yeah, I thought that it tied it all together, in a way that was both stark and very graceful.
And where is this 8 o'clock at right now?
Good morning. Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay. I will let you know that starting late on meetings is not a good way to start your day off, but it's all well. What is the concern for the meeting this morning?
But, I really wanted to call this meeting today just so I could propose possibly getting a raise. And you said that there was a grant that would allow for raises.
There was a grant, but you are making $750. I don't understand what's wrong with $750 right now.
Because what can I really do with $750? I can't sustain myself off $750.
There are many people sustaining themselves over $750.
Those other people ain't got nothing to do with me. That's minimum wage, and I need to be paid my worth. And I've been hearing a lot of guys talk about how they're getting paid $15, $20, $25 an hour. And I know I got more, experience than them. So I know I could be getting paid.
I don't know if that's a valid statement, but I also feel like there's a lot of tension coming my way over just being in conversation with you. So I think what's best for us right now is to actually terminate you. I think,
Wait, because I'm asking for my work.
It's okay. Let me finish. You're fired. You have a good rest of your day. Okay?
Say that I've been working all day. Feel like I've been working for so long. You say that I am not your slave. They do their best to prove me wrong. Try to feed me minimum wage. A growing belly ain't no thing song. No grins and lies upon my face. You don't know 'cause I got my mask on.
Up in the kitchen, was born to cook it up. 12-hour days, I'm in my pot, I stir it up. Sweat bills before the drip, no telling what's up in my cup. When you come from where I come from, you ain't counting on no luck. The gig is up like being followed without an up. Subdued by whom my blue man stroke, my drive be sent to this hub. Get clear, I'm gifted as what? Lifted like 16 doves, a snub nose and I'm aiming high. Be free and fly like a dove, signed, sealed, delivered. Covered in confidence, all in my bag, no lag. Minding my, invest in my personal biz. Sauced in cognizance like condiments in the pockets of my mind. Monster steed, ideas, mountainous, planet rocket shine. Just because I know my value, it's time, prep, simmer, watch your hands. I possess the how to, produced it cause I had to. They left me no choice, just cause I got my mask on doesn't mean I have no voice.
Hey, yeah. 'Cause I'm working and hurting and working and hurting. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, 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 hey. 2020 got me wrestling depression. I'm trying to find my joy, but like keep handing me these lessons. I'm feeling less than, like the value of cigarettes, and unsure what scares me more, COVID-19 or Smith and Wesson, systemic oppression. Black lives valued as less than, but 2020 got me wrestling depression. Like 2020 got me wrestling depression. Like on days that are far less than mellow, 10 degrees away from yellow, I stare a lot. I take my dog out on long walks in the park in hopes to find community in glances. I become accustomed to having conversation with strangers' eyes. I can't remember the last time I seen a smile in person, at least. And that's because everyone's faces are not covered with sheets or plastic or cloth. Because COVID has taken so many lives and replaced trauma for the cost. So we wear a mask just to do our daily part. And my part, I take it in a step further. As a teacher, I've learned how to master communication in ways unheard of. I learned how to translate the raising of a cheekbone and the squinching of eyes as a smile.
I thought Drew was magnificent. And it felt good to have a happy ending. It's sort of the opposite of what's going on in the world. So yeah, I mean, I thought they saw that through, but I especially loved the first segment of the routine. It was beautiful.
I feel like there were almost two stories being told at once. There was, there was the literal story that was being told, and then there was this sort of almost alternate fantastical story that I was never unaware of the connection to the literal side of the story, but it felt like I was sort of in two different realities, which now that I'm saying out loud is probably what each individual character in that, in that video was feeling like, that they're existing inside multiple different realities.
The satire is not lost on us either, that it would take a magic potion, to get to raise the wages and get people what they deserve. Right?
Yeah, and then like the power of the witch.
I appreciated all of the work that they did, because when I went back and I listened to the writing, what I really wanted more than anything was to start bringing a light to some of those issues that, because of everything else that's going on in the country, those things are not being talked about as much anymore. And so I love it just because they did such a great job of pulling on those issues and talking about them so that we could bring those to the foreground instead of them being in the background.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The good thing about competition is that it gives you an opportunity to be inspired in new ways and give you encourages you to look at different perspectives of your own work. Look at your different topics you can work from, and different just give you different ideas, new ideas.